Good Monday morning. I'm Casey reporting for Casey Collections in Buchanan, Virginia. It is July 31st, so I guess we must say goodbye to July. I wanted to catch you up. I didn't do a live on Saturday. There just wasn't enough time in the day and the weeks and the month. And as you know, we're rolling into August tomorrow. So I do apologize for missing our Saturday live. We did get a couple phone calls and some folks asking, hey, is everything okay? It's just been a busy few weeks. As you know, Miscellaneous has been closed. We've been doing some home renovations and, one thing leads to another and nothing goes exactly as is planned. So let me tell you, I've been doing a lot of double duty. So sorry for missing Saturday's live. But the good news is the team here at the main store at Casey Collections, they've been holding it down and doing it well. And I've been doing a lot of back and forth. Miscellaneous, the good news is we're still creating new displays, new product getting put into the store. And somehow, some way, sleep or no sleep, Miscellaneous will reopen this Thursday on August the 3rd. So it is a great week to start off the week with our themes. And as I move through this week, our theme is going to be Shades of Black. So we'll be featuring all things in Shades of Black in our Facebook post, in our Instagram post, and in our Tuesday at 11 a.m. Emails that we do. And if you're not getting those emails, you're really missing out. We'd love for you to sign up at thecaseystores.com. You can subscribe to our emails. You may not get onto this week's list, but you will make it on to next week's list. The other part of our theme, it's always, or for the past few weeks, I've really enjoyed. I think I've had so much to do that I've had to dig down deep and say, okay, I can get all this done, and power of prayer over fear and faith and all of those good things that certainly we need to turn to all the time. And I guess that's what I've been doing at nights lots of times, is just doing a lot of inspirational reading. And I've decided to share that with you as well. So it looks like you're enjoying those. Hopefully with the shares and the likes, you are enjoying them. This week's theme, as far as the inspirational posts, are going to be God and prayer. But woven into all that, of course, is faith and not fear. So I'll get you some good ones out there. As you can see, the very front of the store has been subtly flipped to fall. We'll get some more lights kind of going through this section, and certainly some more lamps over here, but kudos for all the hard work that went into this. Our goal is to have this ready for you as we reopen on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays are, of course, our hours here at Casey Collections, 9 until 5. So we're a little ahead of schedule, but I wanted to give you a sneak peek there, as our goal to get this finalized is Wednesday, so that we'll be ready for Thursday. The good news is I did find a new supplier related to our taper candles, so I can get these shipped in. So whether you're looking for one as Mom, You're the Heart of the Home, or You're a Shining Light in My Life, Friend, or let's see, that one is the same one. There's another one here also about nurses. Notice there's one there about grandma. If cows and chickens are your thing, or how about jack-o'-lanterns, and you certainly can find those. We've gotten in some with stencils of pumpkins and sunflowers, and look at that truck there with the sunflowers behind it. So big thanks as well to the team member that worked so hard to make this much more shoppable here on the bottom shelf also. So that's definitely something new. That's in, that's out, and I'm a little blurry as far as what's new, but the main thing since the last time I spoke with you, which I think was last Thursday or Friday, is lots of new displays. We've worked our way through some of the color palettes. We started out with the blues. We went into the grays. This past week's theme was all about green. So that's shown here not only in our Pebblestone collection, but also in our sages. And we've talked a little bit about the difference in satin finishes and then glossy finishes with the sage as well, and how those are definitely much different. We'll get also again to the Shades of Black here in a little bit, but I wanted to show you also that we will continue to expand our braided collection. Notice we are restocked on placemats. It's likely that this aisle will become a braided aisle. I know that we do have an order that'll be coming in this week, and we're trying some of the smaller braided rugs. We'll display those a little bit differently and just see how things go with those. We've been asked for braided I'm not ready to kind of jump headfirst into a huge braided line that, one, I have nowhere to put basically, but we're going to dabble a little bit with braided to complement all of our home decor, including our bedding. And that's a big push as well, is to have some of the braided to match our bedding. I think I showed you this on the last live, but we're pretty delighted with a new pattern that we have shown on our bed. And it's certainly, if you show a pattern on a bed, it goes. And if you show a bed set up, they sell. So bear with us as we kind of regroup a little bit. We've got bedding furniture in the pipeline. I've got lots of it in the pipeline, some new exciting colors as well. But like I said, when you set it up, it does sell. And so now we're kind of scrambling to backfill beyond what I had originally in store. Don't forget that Abilene Star, it's quickly going away. It has been discontinued. It wasn't, apparently they didn't ask me because I wouldn't have gone for that. But anyway, we're just a little peon in the big scheme of things when it comes to this particular vendor. So with that being said, Abilene Star is blowing out the door. So get yours while it's here. I know some pieces of it will continue, but the bedding itself I know has been discontinued, and I will work to get it back in as long as they have it. I haven't had a chance to look in the past week or so. As you move back here, we'll eventually get to our shades of white, but you can see we've kind of decked this section out with a little bit of brighter fall. So we're not going to put fall right in your face. I know many of you aren't ready for it. Lord, as I get older, I'm certainly ready for the cooler weather. That's all I can say. But with that being said, just to give you a reference point, we are 54 days until fall. So that is on July 31st. But you could see all through this section, we're trying a little bit of a different look when it comes to some of our frame prints. We're pretty delighted to have some of those new color palettes in. Antique white shown there in the back. White cloud showed in the front. Very limited supply of the Luminera candles, different price point, but also different look. We've gotten in our best floral of the season, and you can see bunches of sunflowers here. In other words, this is a bunch of sunflowers, as in more than one that gets sold together. Candle rings, wreaths, all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to venture out there just a little bit to say, and I'm 99.9% sure this is correct, that our fall is out. So in other words, it's going out as quickly as it's come in. I'm working to, we might have like 10% of a large order left. At this point, I'm working to squash the fall orders because, again, we are 54 days out. So that's tried and true. Garland is already blowing out the door as far as the fall is concerned. You can see here as we move back, we continue to work to have all different kinds of bathroom prints for you. And they certainly fall into that black and white color palette with many of those. Again, this week's theme is shades of black, but you can see many times with the shades of black, with the decor right now, they're weaving in, as you know, shades of gray. So a lot of the black has tones of gray in it. And that'll also be featured in this week's Facebook post that I'm so proud to say, thought I'd never get here again. But they are already scheduled and they will be out there for you. As we move back just a little bit, you can see that we have continued to fill up what was empty, I think, on the last two shelves, the last time that I did a live with you. We wanted to show off our time pattern with the line layered valance. It's just a tried and true and has been around forever and is a very much a customer favorite. We're contrasting that with just the unlined valance, if you will. So completely different price point, but with price point also completely different look. Again, some of our best floral is here now. We've been waiting on it. It was supposed to hit the 1st of July. It hit last week at some point. I think, I'm scratching my brain here. I think last Friday, a week ago Friday, and we're finally getting it all out, or we've had it out now for a few days. Back here in the back, we will get this all flipped over to more of a subtle fall. You can see that it's in that under construction phase, but hopefully by the time I speak with you again on Thursday or Friday or Saturday, could be one of those three, if you will, this will be all put back together and it'll be more fall items kind of going back here through the back part of it. You can see our tabletop, not in that section, of course, but has been fluffed. The centerpiece queen was in the house this weekend. That's always a joy and delight. Again, many of us can do them, but we don't have time, but two, she just has a different flair about what she puts together. This is definitely one of my favorite. I love this particular greenery that's just draping down with the pink and white all through it. You could also see that we are back in stock on our white islands, whether you're looking for white special walnut or white Michael's cherry. But as the temperatures have soared through the roof, so has the movement of the island. So I do have to get that island section that's on the web updated to truly show the islands that are in stock. So hopefully our contractors on the live this morning, and I can remember to get a note out there to get those taken down. This is probably one of my most favorite wreaths that came in. Again, it's the high-end wreaths, and you can tell the difference. It's just no difference. I mean, such a huge difference in quality with this particular vendor. I like it because it's subtle fall. Of course, it's in that Amish-made iron and shown right there with the gray area tabletop. Another wreath that is so realistic, you can see here, you can just tell the difference in the quality. We've got it shown in a basket with our indoor-outdoor schoolhouse lantern, a lot different than any of the other looks. So each of the tabletops in this particular section have certainly been fluffed, and you can see that. As far as our black islands, we are back in stock, not only on, let's see, this one is black and Sealy. You can see the Sealy top, but we also were able to get in a black and special walnut as well, or black and Michael's cherry rather. That's probably our number one seller with its overhang on all three sides, two on the end, one on each end, and then one on the back. Of course, the seating is sold separately so that you don't have to buy it in the sets. Another new centerpiece for us, again, you just can't beat it when the centerpiece queen is here, how realistic these items definitely are. As we move back through the collections, we're going to be fluffing some of them this week to make them prettier for you. We've got a wildlife section, and then our antique white up there we'll be working on. We're working through the colors, as I've mentioned a number of times now, and this week's theme, which started last night as far as the decor theme, is all about black, shades of black. And with that, you're going to have the white woven in and the gray woven in as well. So we started out with the botanical collection, and this is our collection that will be featured as we move through the week. But you can see that we've got it decked out there with a bit of a different look, a Be Our Guest sign. Notice the beautiful wreaths that are hung right on tobacco baskets, dropped in a little bit of yellow. And then over here, all kinds of bowls with the timer tapers, not tapers, timer pillars in them, with all about Grandma's kitchen, give it to God and go to sleep. We also have our lanterns featured. I actually had a good night's sleep last night. I apologize. I don't know what's going on here. But you can see one lantern is all about family. The other lantern is all about no treasure is more priceless than love. And these are absolutely beautiful when they're lit up. The botanical kitchen crock you can see there. Mom's utensils, again, part of the focus as well as we move through this week's post. But ultimately, we wanted to deck out this entire section to show you shades of black and how it works together. This is a satin black collection. So it's a very popular vendor for us as well, but a completely different look is really what I'm trying to say. If you were to go over here, you can see the satin finish is more of a dull finish, if you will. And you can see right next to it, the gloss finish and how the black just pops a bit more. You could also see the difference there between the chair and the hutch at the back. So the two different vendors with the shades of black, they really are shades of black. They're different, but they're different because of the finish factor. So you've got not only glossy finish, but satin finish. Now, as far as a true difference in the shade of black, as far as the glossy is concerned, notice these two. On the left is a color called Dark Night, but it is a shade of black. It's intended to be not as bold of a statement when it comes to black, and really we need to focus here on the top to see the difference. It does have hints of brown and some lighter tones in it, but for our main vendor, this is becoming a bit more popular for him than True Black. We definitely haven't seen that. We also haven't put in a full collection, but we wanted to be able to show that as an option, and that will be shown in this week's post as well as in the email. So in that glossy finish, you can see that there are different shades of black. The left being, or the front one being called Dark Night, and the back one, of course, is the True Black selection. Also shown on the black here is Honeyleaf. Notice Honeyleaf on maple or on wormy maple looks different. Or rather, this is Sealy. My mind is blown this morning. It looks a little bit different than the same color on pine. So that can definitely make a difference as well with your shading, is how it's going to look, not only on pine pieces, but also on maple pieces. So taking it over here just a minute, under construction zone for sure, is our bedding set. Notice our brand new quilt that we put out. I'm sure I showed you that last week. We're pairing it up with a 5x8 braided rug, kind of showing you we can do the whole deal here. We didn't want to just show a valance in the Grady sack. We wanted to show something different this time, so we brought in the 63-inch swags to be able to pair those down the side and then just drop in a valance in the middle. I personally like a 2-rod setup. It's a little bit hard for us to do here on this pegboard, but I like a 2-rod setup where the valances hang over top of the swags. I like that layered look a bit more, but when you do the layered look, then you miss the gathering part that you see here on the swag. So it's really a personal preference. For me, I'm willing to lose that gathered look because I still have the scallops running down the side with the 63-inch length in order to get the layered look. So again, another way to do this is just to have a different rod, put your valances over top, and it just makes it, in my mind, stand out a bit more. A new look for us in our prints, and I've pointed these out a couple times, but when they're smaller, you really can't see the detail as well, probably on video, but you can see it's just more of an old-timey country look. And then we take it around, and then there in the back is a fall one, and everything is just so realistic. And we are working to get these on to our website, which is thekcstores.com. But the amount of detail in these Jeffords prints, it just drew me. So I hope that some of you like those as well. As we take it down through here, I mentioned to you that our fall garland is already blowing out the door. You know, we've gotten in all of our fall that we're going to take in. That's my theory at this point. I mentioned earlier I was 99.9% sure. The remaining little fall orders, if something comes in, it's a back order that's definitely gotten by me, but I have started to shut those down. We're also back in assortment on fall flags. This one is a customer favorite for sure. Football and fall. But this one I really liked as well. Faith, family, and fall. So certainly saying it all there in the vibrant colors that you see here. Candle rings, we're back in assortment on those as well. They're also displayed throughout the store. If you like that to decorate for Halloween, there's a little flash of it right here. And then move it on to fall down through here. Notice the prints here in the background. I love the Billy Jacobs nighttime fall prints. I think they're just staggering with that yellow moon, so to speak, that bright moon. And it's full moon coming up, I believe, this Tuesday, so tomorrow. So again, we are on the last day of July, and it is 54 days until fall. Miscellaneous will be back open, whether I sleep or whether I don't, on Thursday, August 3rd. So this Thursday, and one other thing I've got to remember to tell you is that KC Collections 2, which is our outlet store, it's going to be open on Saturday, August 5th. So if you're planning a trip, then this is a great weekend to come. If you're picking your days and you want to be able to see KC Collections, which is where I am recording from, and you want to be able to see Miscellaneous, and you want to be able to see KC Collections too, then I can narrow that down for you. The only time that you can do all three of those on the same day this coming week, or this week, is on Saturday. KC Collections 2 will be open from 10 until 3. It's just about a half a mile north of the main store. It's got outlet decor in it. We'll be working down there this week as well. I think I've bitten off more than I can chew, but nonetheless, it's got decor. It also has linens as part of that decor. It's got some furniture pieces that are marked down and other things that will be taken down there in our spare time this week. You can see Christmas is already here. We're going to be working on this display as we move through the next, let's say 10 days to kind of get it spread out so you can see it, but there's a lot of it. We'll also have a new Christmas display up at Miscellaneous by the time we reopen on Thursday of this week, just about 72 odd hours from now. You can see we're fully flush on TV stands. As always, we try to keep a great assortment of those. Not as many as we used to have, just not as much room. But whether you're looking for our economy line or whether you're looking for our normal line of furniture, and that's our largest line. And here is another example where I can show you the difference between Dark Night, which again, this week's theme is Shades of Black. Dark Night is on the right there on the top, and the traditional shade of black, both of these in a glossy finish, is on the left. So it definitely is a difference. Again, it's being purchased by a fair number of people that my vendor is telling me instead of black. We haven't seen this. To me, it's got a lot of brown tones to it, but it is designed to have some black undertones in there somewhere. My eyes don't always see color the way they're supposed to, but going by what I'm told. Now, here on the bottom is a 72-inch TV stand, so we wanted to compare and contrast that with this vendor so you can see the difference between the two. You go from 2 doors to 4 smaller doors, still with shelves in the middle, but the top one, of course, has the larger shelves. If 60 and 72 aren't your thing, but rather 42 is more your speed, then you can see here some 42-inch TV stands. Lovely. They're adorned with our bathroom prints. And why are they adorned with our bathroom prints? Because our over-the-toilet cabinets flew out the door. Boom, they were gone. And our prints are very popular, so we want to be able to spread those out and show them to you until we can get restocked on our bathroom over-the-toilet cabinets. You can see we still have a great assortment of all things economy line when it comes to the smaller tables. Again, this has been a big push for us during the month of July to get the word out there in our TV commercials and also in our lives that if you're looking for real wood, real Amish furniture at affordable prices, then we're your source for that. I mean, where are you going to find an $85 table with all different color palettes all through here? And if we don't have the color you're looking for in stock on the table that you want, we certainly can order for you. Speaking of ordering, you know, when we start talking about 55 days until fall, or 54, I think I've gotten that confused a time or two. Well, you know what's right after that, right? Christmas. So it doesn't take long for fall to turn into Christmas, and then Christmas to turn into winter in January. But we are getting very close. The end of next weekend will be our cutoff for ordering furniture with an assurance for Christmas delivery, and that's if it's not a Ruffs on Table. So if we think about that a little bit, if we cut off our ordering with a guarantee for Christmas delivery on let's say August 5th, which is Saturday. If we fast forward just 3 months, that becomes very quickly November 5th. And it doesn't take but, you know, one run where the item misses the truck pickup, and all of a sudden we're in a bind. And each and every year I've learned, especially during the pandemic, gosh, I don't even really want to say that word, but to make sure that I wasn't making truck runs in ice and weather and making truck runs to pick up one small piece that I had promised to someone. So trying to be ultra conservative. If there's something that you definitely have to have for Christmas and you want to place an order and it's just our normal everyday type product, in other words, it's not that Ruffs on Table that goes through 2 Amish vendors where the wait is, I think, right at 6 months now, then this coming weekend, August 5th, will be the cutoff for an assurance for delivery here in the store for Christmas. So I'm going to even skip over that Thanksgiving delivery. I'm going to go right to Christmas. And again, folks, just trying to make sure if we say we're going to do something that we're able to do that. But in addition, believe it or not, I'm not getting any younger either. So trying to make sure we consolidate the trips and make it make sense with the time that I'm on the road to get the furniture, making it make sense that the trucks are full with the costs of not only the hotels, but also the gas and all of that. So with that being said, I just wanted to throw that out there and try to balance it all out to keep us all happy and safe. Here in the very back room, it's always a work in progress, but our floral quality, affordable, you know all of that. And high-end floral sometimes is a little bit with high-end prices, but with that particular vendor, I didn't even mark it all the way up. You could see for the moment at least, we've gotten our floral, everyday floral, we've got it out. I've even restocked it, I would say, within the last couple of weeks, and we're still working to kind of clean it up a little bit. We've moved our everyday wreaths and garland back here, and if berry wreaths and garland are something that you like, I need sales to go up on those because it seems like that it's not something that people are wanting anymore. So put a bug in our ear if it is. Our color palettes are right on. We've got greens, burgundies, and creams, or at least what normally some blues, burgundies, and creams. We've got some tans, some blacks, and then over here, another version of greens, burgundies, and creams. So not a huge selection, but a selection enough that, hey, I'm wondering why it's still hanging here. If berries are a thing that maybe my customers aren't looking for anymore, then Lord knows we have enough products to fill the walls, and we'll just let these drift on out the door. So definitely talk to us if you're loving those berries. If that's something you want, or better yet, throw some on the counter, and that'll let me see that that's something that you're really, really still into. We've tucked away our Christmas garland for right now. Not a place to put it, but also just our first dab of it there. In the old days, I can remember that we would bring in 30, 31, 32 different kinds. It was insane of garland. And we would have that many different kinds of wreaths. And again, it'll be 9 years in October. Feels more like 90. But nonetheless, we would bring in such a huge assortment of wreaths and garland, and it was just all over the top. We're trying to keep it simple in the days that we live in and bring in what we consider to be the most popular items, and moving more with seasonal products of when they're gone, and focusing our time and attention on kind of telling you things that maybe you didn't know about Casey Collections. And that was a big push with some of the TV commercial was, did you know we carry this? Did you know we carry that? One of the things that it's already been picked up that we also can do is unfinished furniture. So in other words, let's say you like this Dutch buffet, but you want it in a color that we can't get, and you're handy, or you know someone that's really handy with painting unfinished furniture, we can get that for you. It's just a gamut of things that I've gone through as the lives have progressed through the month of July that, did you know we can do this? In other words, did you know that we can get an island without a top on it? Did you know that we can get a maple island? And we also, with our Lancaster Legacy line, have access to granite tops. Did you know we can sell you the island without a top at all, and you can put granite on a maple island? You'd want to put that on a maple island, not a pine island, to match your countertops. Did you know that we could get this particular island in a variety of shades, but we don't have to have it with overhang? Or let's say that you love this particular island, but you need a Dutch buffet to kind of go with it. Well, and you want a butcher block top on it. Did you know that instead of a traditional pine top, like is on these, that we can actually add that butcher block top to it, or we can add a maple top to it? So there's a lot we can do, and that's another reason why we don't commission base our team members, because it's about long-term lasting happiness and talking through what you need, and it's not about pushy sales. So if you're in the market, whether it's furniture or home decor, or you need a pillow for a particular bedding set that we don't have in stock, but you know that the particular company, has it, you've seen it, let us know. We can definitely look for all of that for you. So again, it's Monday as we wave goodbye to July and we finish out July today. We know that fall's right around the corner. We also know that Casey Collections 2 will be open this Saturday, August 5th. Very excited to get Miscellaneous open again. I got to tell you, start with something simple with a home improvement project, which we never have time to spend time on things for ourselves. 19 years of Miscellaneous, and I don't know that other than a winter break, we've ever been closed for what will be 2 weeks. But one week turned into another. We are making progress. It never goes fast enough, but sometimes you just got to stop and do some things for yourselves. So we appreciate your patience and understanding, and we do promise you lots of new goodies at Miscellaneous. I also am continuing to make that it will always have its own flair. But as far as the smaller furniture items, I am continuing to take smaller pieces of furniture there from our economy line. And I've got lots of in the pipeline that is earmarked to go to Miscellaneous, as we do have some pretty exciting plans as we move through the end of this year and as we move into next year about how to incorporate more furniture for customers that live up that way, smaller pieces, non-ordering type things, but some, I've been kind of fighting it over the years of doing that. At the end of the day, if it's a non-ordering setup and it's just there and you can pick it up and take it and mom doesn't have to lift it, then what's it going to hurt? So lots of furniture in the pipeline earmarked to go to Miscellaneous again as we finish out 2023 here in a few months, okay, and roll into 2024. For now, though, be blessed. Enjoy the journey. Have a wonderful week. I hope you enjoy our posts on faith, God, and the power of prayer this week. And I do also hope that you enjoy seeing all about Shades of Black, not only in furniture, but also in all kinds of our home decor. Up next will likely be Shades of White. Have a wonderful day.